Hello and welcome YouTubers, it's time for another Shadow Priest guide, and today it is the release of the 5.2 Thunder King patch. I was about to say update, but patch will do. Today I'm going over the PvP side of the Shadow Priest, and even though there is a lot of PvE, there's the new Thunder King raid, everything, but today it's going to be the PvP. With the new PvP, it's a bit of a majority of a buff and a nerf. It's a bit weird, but I'll talk about that later in the video. But for now, we're going to be going over the gear. Gear-wise, it looks horrible, in my opinion. It absolutely looks horrible. This is the gear. This is meant to be the priest set. Just look at it. I don't like it. Hang on. I'll get it all on. The weapon is, I like the weapon. I like the weapon a lot. Gear wise, I don't like it. I look like a pope. It's horrible. I know a priest is kind of, still don't like it. But yeah, the gear I upgraded last season was upgraded to 491 item level, and this gear this season is actually only 493, 2 item levels more, and isn't really worth upgrading in my opinion. If you look here, I get 9 PvP power more, and 9 resi, and 41 intellect. Not a big increase, but the gear I haven't upgraded does get increased quite a bit, so I'm going to be focused on that more. But yeah, so I've been going over that. I've also noticed one thing. There is still, everyone was saying, oh, they've ruined it. Everyone can get elite gear at 2.2k. Yes, that is true. Everyone can get elite gear at 2.2k. 27,000 conquest points, sorry. Everyone can get elite gear and elite weapons. But there is still something for 2.2k players, which is a weapon enchant, which is stupid for spellcasters in my opinion. You get 400 PvP power, 200 resilience, and it reduces the disarm effect by 50%. This is stupid for spellcasters, let's be honest. It's amazing for a DK or a warrior, or a rogue. It's amazing. But I'd rather sit and use Jade Spirit and Windsong, my enchants. It'd be a lot better. Who knows? We'll see when we get to 2.2k this season. I will be starting a new series called Road to 2.4k for this season, and we're going to see what we can do. I've also noticed one more thing. The old Malevolent gear. This gear actually has changed a bit. For example, I've got the shoulders. Wrong shoulders. These shoulders here. If you look, the same, completely the same, but I gain 76 resi and 76 power, but I lose loads of int, stamina, haste and mastery. They've increased the resi and power on every single bit of item, but they've reduced the stats, and they've increased the season. So I'm slightly confused on what to do there. I don't know if I'm thinking of re-going over the honor gear in this next week and just buying it all again, but I'm not sure. Another thing I'm really disappointed about is set bonus. Let's have a look. Set bonus hasn't changed. Well, it kind of has. We've got 1,000 PvP resilience and power and 500 power now, but they haven't given us anything different. We still get the dispersion 6% increased during dispersion, and if Vampiric Touch gets dispelled, they get feared out for 3 seconds. That hasn't changed. I would have thought they would have brought something a bit more interesting out. By the way, just so if you are looking at the Alliance standards, I forgot to say, don't worry, I was a noob. I completely forgot that you only need to buy one. I thought you buy one, use it, and then it goes out your bag. So I was stacking them up for 5.2. And then I found out that you only need one, because it's a cooldown. So I was a bit of a noob for that. I wanted to see the new Elite gear, but I can't, because it says you'll have to prove yourself. I don't know why I did it in that accent, but you've got you've got to prove yourself apparently before you can do it. Killing the Horde scum. But yeah, that's pretty much it for gear wise actually. We're going to be going over now. We are going to, I don't know why he's asking me that, because I'm not lagging, but yeah. We're going to the training dummies now. I thought we'd start us off there instead of having a massive trip all the way to the gear after halfway through. So we're going to quickly go down to the dummies installment, and we're going to check out any burst we've got, dots, going over the spec and glyphs. Okay. This season as well, I will be uploading quite a bit as well, because I'm just really wanting to build it up again now. New season, new start really. Let's get it. But here we go. So we're coming down to the dummies now, and now I'm going to be going over a few things. For example, buffs. I was extremely ecstatic about the 20% Mind Blast increase. I think everyone was. I was screaming for that really. But we don't have it. When I got told, I was like, what? How could they have done this to us? But instead they have gave us a 5% increase on overall damage. Shadow form used to give us 20% increase, now gives us a 25% damage increase. So we get 5% on everything. We get Shadow Word Pain, Vampiric Touch, Mind Flay, Devouring Plague, Mind Blast, Mind Spike, Shadow Word Death, you name it. We get a 5% increase, which overall I think is pretty nice. Another thing that's happened, Psyfiend. Big nerf here, big nerf. They're like, I think CC wise, we're not that good priests, to be honest. We've got 2 CCs and a silence. The CCs are, well, 3 CCs if you include Psychic Horror, but I try not to use that as much because I'm normally bursting down a target. Psychic Scream stayed exactly the same, which is completely fine, and that you fear everyone out that's close to you. Psyfiend, it used to be a massive chain CC, which was amazing. You place it, it fears all the ranged and melee out. They've tried to run back in, they get feared out again. Now, it will only fear out a target once. So it'll fear everyone out, but then it won't fear that group out again. So whereas before it fear them out for 8 seconds, then they run in, 4 seconds, and then they run again, and then they get a 2-second fear again. So really they got around a 14 second fear. Now it's only an 8-second. It fears everyone out and then they can run in, which is really disappointing, because now I think I'm going to have to go Void Tendrils. Just because of the sheer fact that hasn't been nerfed, and it was a good use, especially with a Frost Mage, with their Frost Nova. It was really nice, it was good route. We've got someone cheating on the DPS here, using Halo. But yeah, so they've nerfed that quite hard, which is really disappointing, because that was my main CC against the ranged. Because if I use a Void Tendril against a ranged, they're just going to laugh at me like, what am I doing? They can still cast at me, it changes nothing against the ranged, which was really disappointing. I'm thinking, just for a joke, I might sometimes use Dominant Mind as well. It used to be, if I remember rightly, a 2.5 second cast, and it's now a 1.6, which is alright, I guess. Now I can start chucking people off the edge of either Storm, Lumber Mill, and if I can think of the other one. Can't think of it, there's another one, but I can't, it's gone. But yeah, so I'm thinking maybe using that a bit as well. Phantasm, what have they done to it? That's a huge nerf as well. Before, it was amazing. I'd click Fade and it'd take any movement repair effects off me, and they can't put any on me during this time for 5 seconds. And also, no ranged attack was able to target you. Perfect again, but they've taken it away. It used to be perfect against a warrior in a duel. I used to fade out as soon as the fight started to stop a warrior's opening when they charged. They couldn't charge, and normally by the time they get to me, I've got them down to about 50% health, which was awesome. But they've decided to get rid of it. So I can't stop a Warriors Open, I can't stop a Warlock hitting me, I can't stop a Mage from hitting me, a Hunter, or another Shadow Priest. They've taken a big main spell off us, really. Fade was big now, which is disappointing. There has been a lot of nerfs, but there's been a few buffs, and I'm going to finish off going off with the nerfs, and then we're going to go on to a positive buff side, okay? Well, next we go with From Darkness Comes Light. From Darkness Comes Light, completely the same, but whereas before, let's see if I can get it to work. Look, the Glyph of Mind Spike, let me just say. Glyph of Mind Spike, reduces the cooldown of your Mind Blast by 50%. Stacks twice. But now, if I try to get the Mind Spike proc, you'll see what they've done to it. If it ever does proc. Right, there we go. Mind Spike proc. Watch. Nothing. It doesn't use it now. If you look and read it, it says your successful non-instant mind spikes will cause your next Mind Blast to be reduced by 50%, stacking twice. So they've nerfed that. We can't use Glyph of Mind Spike with From Darkness Comes Light. It does not work. So I'm going to be changing Glyph of Mind Spike, because I don't really use Mind Spike unless it was from Darkness Comes Light. And I'm thinking of changing it to either my Mind Blast. When I crit, it stuns the player still for 4 seconds. Not too shabby at all. But also I am thinking of either using Fade, where it just still damage taken by 10%, or even Dispersion. There's a few glyphs I'm thinking of changing, or even maybe a healing one that can help me heal a bit more during RBGs and Arena, just to help out my healer a bit more. But that is another big nerf, and one more. There's one more major nerf I can think of, unless there is any more. Let me just check. No, there's one more major nerf that I didn't like. Halo. Halo, love the spell. Whoever came up with it, you're a godsend. But now they've decided to nerf it, and it doesn't break people's stealth. If a rogue's coming at you in Arena and you pop your Halo, it doesn't break their stealth if it hits them. You can't break a stealth. The only way you can do it now is through Mind Seer. It used to be awesome. You used to be able to stop a rogue, a feral cat, a mage, a hunter's opener, all their openers you could stop with that one simple Halo. Now you can't. So I'm thinking more of going across to Cascade now as well. But for now I'm just going to go over another one now, a buff. Here we go. The buffs are incoming. Whereas we've done the Shadow Form buff, where it's the 5% increase on all damage, we now have Solace and Insanity. What a talent. Really it is. I like it a lot. What it's done is every Shadow Orb that you consume using Devouring Plague increases the Mind Flay damage by 33% each orb. So if you have 3 orbs and you use Devouring Plague, you end up doing 199% damage with your Mind Flay. But just to show you now, guys, I am going to be going over a quick burst with just with a normal rotation as what I used in the last patch. I won't be using Shadow Fiend, I'm sorry to say, because if I do use that, then you're gonna have to keep waiting 3 minutes and 3 minutes till it comes off. So I'm not going to use it, but this is a normal burst it used to be. You'd use that, open up. So far there's 31,000, 36,000. Waiting for your Mind Spikes to proc. Maybe popping in a quick Halo. This is going to boost the damage hugely, but don't worry about it. So just remember 36. And still no Mind Spike proc, which I'm slightly confused about. Haven't had a Mind Spike proc yet. There is normally some Mind Spikes in there, but something's gone wrong. I'm pretty sure I've still got a... There, yeah. And that'll bring in that. So it was around, let's just say around 40. Okay, so now I'm actually going to be trying the Solace and Insanity. Oh, you're kidding. Right, I've just got a quick reload. Sorry about this, guys. I hate it when my UI bugs out. It's terrible. But yeah, I'm going to try the new Insanity, see what my burst damage could be. In the last video I did, when I did use Shadow Fiend on both of them, I had it at 50k on that one, and I actually got this one up to 80k, which was insane. Absolutely insane damage. Right, let's quickly swap over to Insanity. Let's learn quickly. Right, okay, so let's just get the last proc, reset the recount, and off we go. Okay, so you start with 2 dots, put that on, 88k, and now look, just look at the ticks of the Mind Flay. Just look at the ticks. I'm already at 38, and that was just with the Mind Flay then. It's already procced again. 45 straight away. Such a big increase. Already, it's just literally the damage from Mind Flay is insane. Let's make it easier. Let's quickly go over how much it actually ticks for Mind Flay. Okay, so I don't know why I was doing it on a raid dummy. That was a bit silly because I must have missed loads. But if I just use normal Mind Flay now, 25k crit and a 12k normal. Okay, this now I will be doing, as you can see, 24k's and 50k crits and 25k crits. Well, that was because it dropped, but a 50k crit and a 25k normal, which is heavy burst. That's like having loads of mind spikes at once, really. And I've worked out, if you do it rightly, you can actually get 3 Mind Flays, which are double damage out of 1 Devouring Plague. So that's, think of it, 3 ticks, 75, 75 and 75. That's 225,000 damage free casting if you can during a Devouring Plague, which is heavy damage in about 6 seconds, let's say, which is very, very nice. Another buff we've had, so sorry, I'll just quickly go over that again. Solace and Sanity I am going to be speccing into for a little while to test it out, and I will be coming back and making a new video on my new talent spec and my new glyph spec later on. But the way it's going at the moment, I'm going to be using Solace and Insanity, Cascade, Divine Insight, Angelica Bulwark, and Void Tendrils, and also Angelic Feathers, actually. And this is the reason why I'm going to be using them, is because of what I've said about about Fade. But Angelic Feathers has been buffed hugely. Let me get them up quickly. Angelica Feathers, for example, if I place one now, it used to be 4 seconds. I sprint for 6 seconds straight. I can place another one in front of me, pick it up, another 6 seconds. So that's 12 already I've been running for. Oops, I didn't pick that one up. Right, so this would have been 18 seconds running full out straight. And by the time, look, I've already got another one ready. So this would have been 24 seconds I would have been running for straight. 24 seconds running at 60% speed. This will be awesome for giving it to your flag carrier, or even if you're flag carrying yourself, because if you want to go for a fast cap, you can also use your set bonus for dispersion as well. That's another 5 seconds at 60% speed. So you'll be running at 29 seconds at 60% extra speed all the way to the flag. You can either do a fast cap in an RBG or even just lay them out for your flag carrier to run into, so you can get the flag straight back to the base without getting him attacked and risking the chance of losing the game from maybe them killing your carrier and capping. He gets to sprint straight back, and we can concentrate on wiping the team and getting our flag back. I really like that, so I'm going to probably be trying this out as well and seeing how it goes. But I think that's pretty much it for now, guys. But I hope you liked it, and I will be making a new video soon on my new spec, talents and glyphs, on how I'm going. Another thing that I've noticed is I don't know if this is 100% true yet, I still don't think we can hit the haste cap. The haste cap is 24.97%, and I don't think we can make it. So At the moment I'm going to be going crit and mastery at the moment and trying to hit hard as much as possible. I thought I'd tell you as well, if you haven't noticed already, they have fixed Stormwind. I only noticed it not long ago. The clock tower's been rebuilt. The towers have been rebuilt. I did not notice this until a while ago. I was like, what? Because I go up to clock tower for no reason. It's just a random spot I go to. And I noticed it had been rebuilt. I was like, oh, nice. If you're a dual crafter as well and you don't know, there is actually a few new things been brought out. Serpent's Heart. You get this from the Isles of Thunder, the new area you go to. And there's also another one called Primal Diamond. You have to make it. Oh god. Oh god, I can't spell. Right, Primal Diamond. Here it is. To make it, this is another one they've just brought out for us. This is what you need to make a Primal Diamond. Don't see the point in it anymore because it's really old now, and you can buy them for like 50g, if that, depending on your server, of course. But another thing, Galleon. Galleon is now spawning every 2 hours, which is going to be soon like Shar. We can see it coming. It's just going to be spawning non-stop over and over and over again, every like 20 minutes soon. And another thing I love that they brought out, Serpent's Eye Gems. These are the ones that only dual crafters can use, where you get 320 intellect. Now they've brought a new one out. This is one I'll be using. 160 intellect and 320 resi. Mixed gems. Int and resi special gems for us. It is awesome, to be honest. At the moment I was using a mastery gem and a crit gem. But now I can either use an int and mastery, int and power, an int and resi. You can get strength and resi, strength and power, or agility and resi and agility and power. And that's pretty much it for any other changes. I don't know about any other professions at the moment, but that's a bit of more news on what's happened. I do hope you like this video. Please comment, rate and subscribe for more, and hopefully this video did not get a black screen like my last one. But keep watching for more. We'll be uploading new talent spec and glyph guide for when I use it myself, and what I'll be using in the new series and the new season, sorry. But thanks for watching, and see you later, guys.